Lost on Elden Ring and don't know what you're doing? Let the OneToedJack help you. Alright y'all, moving on to tip number 7, we're going to talk about sorceries and incantations. Now to cast sorceries, you're going to have to level up your intelligence, and to cast incantations, you're going to have to level up your faith. To cast magic, you're going to have to equip a staff to either your right hand or your left hand. I'd recommend equipping it to your left hand so that you can always have a weapon on your right hand side, but it's totally up to you. I'm on an early game playthrough right now, so I only have 2 staffs, but you're going to find a lot more staffs out in the open world if you do your exploring and if you explore your dungeons thoroughly. For incantations, you're going to need seals. Like the staff, you're going to want to equip it either to your left side so that you can have a weapon on your right, or you can equip it just on its own and just cast pure incantations. Now, the same as the staffs, I only have 1 seal because I haven't done much exploring, but you'll find a lot more out in the open world and if you do NPC quest lines. Now, staffs and seals each have their own attack power, attribute scaling, and attributes required, and passive effects, so you're going to want to pay attention to those to make sure that you can wield them, make sure you got the right stats for them, and make sure that attack power is where you want it to be. Now to equip spells and incantations, you're going to want to rest at a site of grace. You're going to go on over to memorize spell, and all your sorceries and incantations are going to be there. Underneath the title of the sorcery or incantation, it'll tell you if it is a sorcery or if it is an incantation. Remember that each spell and each incantation is going to have its own attributes required to be able to wield them. So for instance, the comet requires 52 intelligence, and this bestial vitality requires 12 faith. Each spell and incantation is going to have a different attributes required number, just like the weapons do. So just make sure when you find a new sorcery, when you find a new incantation, that you check that attributes required number and you work your build towards that number. Now here, all you're going to do is press A or X depending on what console you're on. In my case right now, I can't wield magic because my intelligence is really low, so I can't show you exactly how it would look casting, but you'll see it right there on the bottom left hand corner of your screen. I have the Comet equipped, which is a sorcery, and I have the Bestial Vitality, which is an incantation. Now sorceries and incantations are going to be found around the open world, whether in chests or just items lying around in dungeons, but you can also buy them from NPCs found around the world and at the Round Table Hold. And you can also find these items called prayer books and scrolls around the open world as well. Now, prayer books are essentially manuals to teach you new incantations. However, they need to be given to an NPC. I would suggest giving each prayer book you find to one specific NPC, because once you give up that prayer book, you can no longer get it back. And the NPC that learns those incantations that's going to teach you those is going to be the only NPC to have those incantations once you give them the prayer book. The same goes for scrolls, except scrolls teaches you sorceries. I would suggest finding a sorcerer or a sorceress that you like and give them all the scrolls that you find so that they can teach you new sorceries. That's all I have for you guys on spells and incantations. It's pretty simple. It's not too hard. It's kind of the same as the weapons, you're just going through a couple more menus, to be honest. Some people say it's easy mode, some people say it's not the proper way to play the game, but hey man, you play the game however you want and you have fun, baby.